We have a saying around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no brains, no headache.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, coherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of No Brains, No Headache podcast. This is episode 268. So we're back for yet another recording. Starts right about now. Name's Jordan Weichel, going to be your host today. As always, happy to be here. Damn glad to do so. Next to me on the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, is my co-host, confidant, longtime friend, fellow comedian, known him for years, right at my side when I need him the most. It's Matt Cleary. Ongo, how we doing today?
So I've been doing Not Sober October for about half of October now, and I go through phases where it's like I could do this every single day. And then the next day I'm like, I think one of my organs stopped working. And I think I've kind of hit that runner's high where right now I'm feeling pretty good. But I know by about Thursday I'll want to just buy a casket.
Yeah, I would be say I'm firing at about 75% of Not Sober October, trying to stick with you. But I do end up taking days off. Like, we're recording on Monday, October 13th. I woke up this morning with zero desire to have any sort of alcoholic beverage anywhere near my system. So kudos to you.
Yeah, I got another booze bag of the week too.
It's back.
I got berry cherry limeade buzzball. Oh God,
Nice. Matt is bringing back an age-old tradition here on No Brains, No Headache. What are you doing? Oh, we need the. Are you using the Syndrome action figure to pry open the?
it's not working. Well, I don't know why I didn't.
No, now we're just a USB sort of plug-in.
That was impossible to open. And also, I just want to say this for all of the loyal listeners out there. If you tell me to do something on this podcast, I will do it. There was one person that said, bring back booze bag of the week. And I was like, okay. He's also the same guy that told me, you don't need to drink every day of October. Just tell everyone you have. And I was like, that's not how this works.
Yeah, that's just fraud. That's just committing fraud right there. And we've talked about that in excess recently. So, how is it?
Dude, this is so good, actually.
Is it warm?
No, it is in the fridge since last week.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like a drink like that would be a lot better chilled.
Yeah, the second swig was noticeably worse than the first. I regret this now. Like, I'm just gonna get it over with if you don't mind.
Go ahead. And I mean, I think we're going to talk about sponsors later, I see, but since we don't have any large beverage sponsor, I tried a claw tail. Have you heard of the claw tails?
I haven't, but I'm interested.
I think it's like a play on cocktail, I believe is what the White Claw community is going for there. It was okay at best. I had a little. I had a healer yesterday. I had 2 healers yesterday. So I had a lot of fun over the weekend, but they're okay. That's just my review. Nobody asked for.
What is a claw tail? I totally know, but maybe
like
other people don't know.
Well, I mean, I can look it up here. It's like the White Claw. There's different flavors, and I think it's supposed to represent some sort of cocktail. Claw tails. What is this? It's not telling me anything on the. It's asking, am I over 21? Yes. What the fuck are claw tails? A refreshing twist on classic cocktail flavors. A premium flavored malt beverage. I don't know.
Okay, I was thinking that it was you make like cocktails with like a normal White Claw. I wasn't aware that it was like an actual like case of White Claw.
Well, and you know something that I've noticed they do down here in Arizona is like if you order a high noon or a seltzer or something of that nature, they like to bring it to you with a pint glass and ice and a straw. And I've had to tell several bartenders, I'm like, I'm not interested in this ice that you present to me. I'm fine with the can. That's how we do it back home.
So a couple things on that. So I always think that like, oh, they gave me ice and a straw. I'm going to get more hydrated and I'm going to be less hungover. And then I have 130 of them and puke on myself and then I'm still hungover.
Well, and I was thinking about this earlier because I got some grub before this. I went with Raising Cane's. Just been eating terribly lately. Finally went grocery shopping the other day. That was a huge accomplishment. But I'm kind of hoping that like in college when you drink like way too much Kharkov vanilla, and you're like, I'm never gonna have this again. This is terrible. Mainly because you just drink too much, you get sick, you puke, whatever it is. I'm obviously not hoping I get sick off of this food I'm eating, but I mean we're damn nearing an intervention real quick of like, Jordan, you can't be going to In-N-Out Burger and or Raising Cane's every day. And I've had more patties since last week, even more.
How many more?
Dude, I lost track. I had 4 more yesterday. I'll say that. I will admit to that on camera, on live air here. I've lost track. And then I went to like a different fast food joint to get a quick bite and had a burger from there. In-N-Out has officially ruined other places for me, and that's okay. I mean, you don't expect the same quality, from the little girl with red hair serving up fucking shitty fries and Baconators. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, let me throw this at you. Is Culver's done for you now that In-N-Out is a thing?
I guess I would phrase it as Culver's and I we're on a break right now. Okay, we're seeing other people, and we're just feeling it. There's a lot of fish in the sea, you could say. So we're just we're taking a break, and sometimes that's healthy. Um, reflecting back on my own relationships, a lot of times it's a break forever. And I just don't see that with Culver's here. So to answer your question, I would say I'm probably gonna get lonely one day and crawl back to Culver's, and they're gonna accept me because I'm gonna exchange American dollars for a Butterburger, and I'm gonna enjoy it. But right now, there's a little bit different scenery. There's a lot going on in Jordan's world right now, so we're just on a break. I would say would be the best way to put that. But yeah, here we are. We're recording another episode. I did not do what I was supposed to improve the internet connection. So we kind of pushed this up a little bit. So I apologize both to you and our loyal listeners. But hopefully we continue to improve and get better. But Here we are. It's episode 268, and not much for housekeeping this week, Matt. Do we want to get into it right away, or how are we feeling?
I have a thing of housekeeping for all of our TikTok followers. If you want to follow us on all social media platforms, just whatever your favorite is, we're on all of them: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Watch the whole show on YouTube. Mainly for our TikTok followers, stop being mean to me. It's starting to hurt my feelings.
What video were they being mean to you on?
Well, I posted that McDonald's one, and people kind of weaved in and out of commenting on the actual content of the video and calling me a fat Jew. So kind of getting best of both worlds, I guess. But
Yeah, just completely like Matt gets it the worst because like they'll just completely go way out of context and be like, Matt could be like, you know what, I am striving for world peace and a reduction on emissions, and people would be like, you are an ugly ginger.
dude, that's what it is. Okay, so there was one time I posted a video and it was 15 seconds of you talking, and then at the end was just me laughing for maybe less than half of a second. And I was happened to wear a blue shirt. The top comment is guy in the blue shirt sucks. Like 4,500 likes.
Well, it's like show business. Show business is relentless sometimes, but the show must go on, and I guess you just got to rise above it. Haters gonna hate, master's gonna bait. We've been saying it for years. I don't want to strive away from that.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay. Let's party.
I had been reflecting this week on the Guinness Book of World Records. I don't know if you remember this in grade school. It was the coolest book in the library. It was huge. It was like metallic. And there was one that you could be like, it's the world's strongest woman. And she had boobs. And everyone was like, yeah, that's awesome. Boobs. That was me. But I was thinking about the guy that has to go to all these. Because there was one in Fargo, North Dakota that they made a maze in a mall parking lot. And there was a conversation that had to be had in New York City to send this guy, hey, you got to go to Fargo, North Dakota. Someone made a giant wood maze in a parking lot. That has to be the worst job on the planet.
Or just imagine the parking situation after that. You think you're going to get a good spot, and you're like, what the fuck? There's a fucking maze here?
What if the parking lot just incorporated the
day.
maze? So it's like, oh, yeah, you can park in the maze, but who knows when you're going to get out of it?
Yeah, and that just like I've said it before, but I do take pride in being from North Dakota. Great place to live for a few months out of the year, and maybe raise a family. I would probably argue that, but being both single and childless, just not for me. And you telling me this, that we, as a North Dakota population, we take pride in setting up and this is just a wooden maze in a parking lot. And what was what category is that?
Retarded? I don't know.
Like the world's largest maze is probably some extravagant maze in some, I don't know, exotic destination. But this person was like, you know what? We're going to find a bunch of lumber. We are going to mess up people's parking situation. And therefore, that is going to count as a Guinness Book of World Records. But you are correct. That was the coolest book growing up, going to the library. And it's nice because it's like short and sweet. There's a lot of pictures. So there's not a whole lot of in-depth reading, you could say. I think that's probably one of the top attractions of the Guinness Book of World Records as a child, picking out a book. It's like, I mean, kids were fighting over it, like you had to share the Guinness Book of World Records.
I also loved library time back in in grade school because there was just all you do is just find the 2 books that are fun, and then everyone else is just nerds. Like you're over there, would you rather? And it's like, would you rather something stupid? But I'm gonna go back to Guinness Book of World Records. Imagine being in New York and you're like, hey, Gary, we're gonna need you to go to Waterloo, Iowa. Some guy made the world's largest urinal. It's like, what are you?
That's not good for the confidence either, you know.
It's simultaneously could be the best job ever. You get to go where like the people that are setting world records, it's never in like, hey, we got to go to Chicago. Someone's doing something real cool with musical instruments. It's like, hey, we got to go to Bismarck, North Dakota. Almost 9,000 people are going to make snow angels.
Oh yeah, and then you kind of have to like go through the logistics of like verifying it and stuff. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're setting a Guinness book, if you're setting a world record, you want Guinness to come like certify it, verify it, whatever. I'm pretty certain like you get stuck with their bill of travel and lodging, and you also have to pay like a fee on top of that. I mean, I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty certain that's how it works.
That would make sense. I don't see how Guinness would be in business if they didn't do that because no one's buying books anymore.
Or this just popped in my head. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
I literally was just thinking that. I was gonna say that was the next thing I was gonna bring up.
Yeah, it's like the dude has this body covered in tattoos. This is the early 2000s, mind you. So the world was, I don't know, just a little more less tattooed. I guess it would be a way to put it. But yeah, like the dude. Thank you. The dude is just covered in tattoos. He got his tongue
I
cut in
remember that
half
guy.
like he's like a fucking lizard or some shit. That's the only thing I can really like people would just like they'd be like shoving swords in your body parts where swords aren't meant to go. And like Ripley's would be like, do you believe this or not? I'm like, well, he's got a bowling pin up his ass right now. I believe it.
It's like, yeah, we got our first ear sword swallower, and he just stabs himself in the head and dies, and you're like, oh, great. The other one I was thinking of
And then I
was
mean, I guess that go ahead.
okay, yeah. The other one I was thinking of Ripley's Believe It or Not was there was a guy that there was a TV show too. I don't know if you remember it. I think it was on Spike. And the you're frozen. It was on Spike and the there was a guy that had the hiccups for 11 years. Like couldn't
Oh
sleep,
my god.
couldn't do anything, and it's like at the end of the episode it was like, what would you if you had the hiccups for 11 years? And I'd be like, I would have killed myself 10 and a half years ago.
This man has the hiccups for 11 years, also hasn't seen a nipple in 12.
He had a
So-
girlfriend.
Oh God. She just have like a hiccup fetish. I mean, maybe she did. That guy probably looks like a stud.
Yeah, there's a lady out there for everyone. Which actually reminds me, I got to tell this story because it happened this last weekend. Blaze Town and a friend of the show, Blaze, and so we're hanging out after he has a show, and it's bar close, and we're hanging out with these 2 girls, and I was like, I was sober-ish, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go home. And they're like, no, come to our house and play Mario Kart. We have gin and Michelob Ultra. I'm like, that sounds awful. So I was like, Blaze, I'll give you a ride there. I might come in for a bit or something. And as we're leaving the bar, I'm like, hey, do you guys need a ride? And I want to ask you this. If someone says, no, our ride is here, what do you think?
Assuming that they ordered some sort of Uber or Lyft, or perhaps a friend or family member, has shown up at the bar to give them a ride home from the drinking establishment that they are at. That's what I would assume.
I assume the same. And I drive us up to this lady's apartment up North Bismarck, and we're sitting there for a bit, and Blaze is like, my phone's dead. Message this girl and find this girl on Instagram. Like, I have no idea who she is. And I was like, where the fuck are you? And she's like, we got pulled over. It's not going well. And I was like, I'm going home. She's like, that's fair. Plot twist, she got a DUI.
Don't you just hate it when a DUI cockblocks you?
Yeah, there's other than my muffler of my car that was lukewarm. I don't think anything was touching my hang down, if you know what I mean. What are we talking about?
Yeah, no, that is just when you told me that the other day, that was a fantastic story. We're just kind of, this is No Brains, No Headache, where we just kind of weave in and out of all sorts of topics. We were talking about Guinness Book of World Records and then situation, which turned into a DUI cock block. So you should get the officer's name and badge number and just write him a strongly worded letter and just be like, you know what, dude? I'm gonna talk to these chicks at the bar for 2 hours for nothing, and that's what happened.
I keep looking on the busted page to find the picture of it, but nothing's coming up. So like, I can't verify the story 100%, but I did see her take 2 Rumpelman shots and a shot of Jameson in 15 minutes and then leave and apparently drive her car home. So I'm assuming she got a DUI or sucked the cop off and
yeah, the cop ended up getting laid out of all.
Yeah.
all
I'm
of
gonna
you.
see that on Pornhub.
She wasn't lying technically. I mean, if her car was in the parking lot, I mean, technically her ride was there.
Yeah, it was a interesting night. Super fun. Like, I love when Blaze comes to town because it's like cool, someone I can hang out with that isn't the 4 people I hang out with the whole time. And it didn't disappoint.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you, do you miss me yet?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Are you getting that question a lot? Like, when I go on my sober streaks and people are like, is Jordan doing okay? How's Jordan? It sounds like I have a terminal illness. Have you been getting, do you miss Jordan yet? And I'm not like trying to praise myself, look for a compliment. I'm just curious if you've gotten that question.
This is gonna hit you in the feels in 2 different ways because I haven't got that question, I don't think, one time. And most people do not know you even moved yet, which is pretty alarming.
I and that's okay. It's just funny because I have gotten that question about you, or right when I was leaving, people are like, "Are you gonna miss Matt?" And a lot of people were concerned about the podcast. And I was like, there is this thing called modern technology. We clearly haven't figured it out quite yet to get the best product out there to our listeners. Working on it, but you can really tell how much you mean to me, not just you, but like anyone. You could tell how much you mean to me, and like, not to put any other people down. It's just, I really only told like the people that are close to me, the people that I love, obviously my family, my good friends. Like, we went to a wedding. We went to the wedding. I hit the wedding on my way there. So I felt as if those people were close enough to me, because a lot of good friends, a lot of friends I haven't seen in a while. I felt like they deserve to know. But other than that, I was really just trying to start like a new life. Not that my old one was bad or anything. It was just like, you knew that I've always wanted to come back to Arizona kind of for my redemption tour. I told you, I'm pretty sure like January 1st, the first day of 2025, I was like, hey, Matt, just so you know, like, here's what I'm planning on doing. I don't want to take you by surprise. And then we can, make the arrangements accordingly just so it's a smooth transition. But yeah, no, I didn't really tell a whole lot of people. And I was thinking about it today that for the first time in 3 weeks, I got just a little bit homesick, I guess you could say, where I was just like, oh, like every day I wake up and it's like, oh, wow, this is my life now. Like, this is home. Like, I'm in my bedroom right now. Like, this is it. And I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that. It's great to wake up to sunshine and palm trees. It has been raining for like 4 straight days. There's flooding everywhere. I mean, the soil in Arizona just cannot handle more than 2 minutes of rain. Flash floods are like, people are super like the way, I don't know. I was going to say the way we treat blizzards, but not even like if a blizzard's coming through North Dakota, you just kind of plan accordingly of like, okay, we're going to have to hunker down for a few days. Maybe not have to go to work or school or whatever it is. Maybe just reduce travel or something. We don't make a big deal about it. But then down here, it starts raining. And I've been talking to people and they're like, oh, were you here for that rain? Did you see that rain? And I was like, no, yeah, I did. I was driving through it. And they're like, man, those flash floods are scary, man. And I'm sure they are. I'm not putting it down, but I feel like it's like extreme heat in the summer months and flash floods. Like, that's what Arizona's worried about. North Dakota, blizzard comes through. It's like, fuck yeah, let's drink in the basement for 3 days.
It's like, let me go grab my work laptop and a bunch of blow.
It's going to be snowing outside and in.
I'm going to be doing a lot of shoveling. Never done that before, by the way. And I was going to say something, flash floods or something. Oh, yeah. I don't know why this came to mind, but did you hear the story? This was a couple weeks ago. Mac Jones, the quarterback of the 49ers, saw a dead body floating in the marina and then had statistically the best game of his career 2.5 hours later.
See, that is information that I would like to know if I'm, wagering, which is something I'm going to flip around my talking points real quick, but that is something I want to know. Like, if Mac Jones sees another dead body in the near future and he has a start coming up, I want to know that, just so I can know that, hey, the 49ers, whatever team he's playing for at the time, and especially Mac Jones, is going to play well. It's like Castellanos and I don't know, death.
Anything bad happening to the human race.
He's going to hit a dinger that day.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, he sees a bloated body floating in the marina. He's going to throw for a few touchdowns, and the 49ers are going home with a victory. Like, I want to know those things, but I didn't know it till afterwards. Man.
Queen Elizabeth dies, Castellanos, 4 home runs.
But, like, put yourself in Mac Jones' situation and shoes, and, like, how do you, like, say you come across a dead body floating at the top of a body of water? Like, that's a pretty serious, like, what if you're wrong?
Yeah, it's like the guy was
dead
swimming.
Body, and it's just garbage. It's just garbage. Like,
it was an old dude.
Like, you really have to know. Yeah. He's taking a break from the backstroke for a little bit, trying to get some cardio in. But well, yeah, and I went out this last weekend on Saturday. Our beloved Cubs played Game 5 of the National League Divisional Series against the Brewers, and unfortunately, the Cubs season has come to an end. Didn't really have much planned for about the Cubs, exciting group of guys. I gotta say, like, it really felt like for the first time in a handful plus years where it's like, wow, this is a fun team to watch. This is a talented team. I like all the players for the most part, and it seemed magical. Unfortunately, that magic ran out. So we don't have to talk about the Cubs for a while. I am pretty located near the spring training facility, though, so the countdown to spring training is fully on right now. Of course, they're the most expensive spring training tickets in the history of the MLB, but you know what? That's what the Cubs do. Anything on the Cubs before I continue here?
There's zero chance that Kyle Tucker's coming back.
I did see a tweet where it was like the timeline of the season where it was like, sweet, Kyle Tucker, he's so good, extend Kyle Tucker at all costs. And then like right around All-Star break mid-season, it went the opposite way where it was just like, get rid of this guy. Hope he doesn't come back. Yeah, I would agree with that. There's zero chance. And honestly, I'm okay with that. Very talented player. Kind of battled the injury bug on and off. And then he was just so streaky. Like he'd be really good or just terrible. And that's not great for a Major League Baseball player. So I'm okay with that. Hopefully we can find some sort of, replacement for him. And I'm sure we can. A lot of talent in the clubhouse right now. I'm excited for the future for sure, especially given the injury history to the starting rotation all the way back to Justin Steele, and then arguably our best pitcher in the second half. I think Cade Horton set records for the lowest ERA post All-Star break, or he was right up there for a rookie on top of that. So him being out for the playoffs, I think that makes a huge difference. I really do. That if Cade Horton is pitching, some games for us this playoffs, I think we could be playing tonight. We are not though, and I'm accepting the loss. It took me a hot 24 hours to like process it. I'm like, fuck, the Cubs is done. But I think the future is bright, so that's good. I mean, it's been 5 years since we made the playoffs. 8 since we won a divisional series or a playoff series at that. So it was exciting. And honestly, I'm excited for my body to take a break because that's why I was, hitting at about 75% on Not Sober October right alongside you. Just because it's okay. Well, the Cubs play tonight. I'm going to go, belly up to the bar. We're going to have some Modelo's. We're going to get some chicken wings. We're going to have a good time and enjoy it. That's done though. So I went out on Saturday. Watched the game, pretty packed bar. I was right next to another Cubs fan. I don't know, they just flock down here, and we had a great time. Cubs didn't do much. But I ended up going out on the town of Chandler, Arizona. There's a chance that I could be running for mayor pretty soon here. I met so many people. It was ridiculous. And everybody was the Cubs jersey, even after they lost, the Cubs jersey just really brought together a lot of people. A lot of people said, go Cubs, sorry for your loss, let me buy you a shot. I'm like, okay, fine, let's do it. But yeah, had a great time. And that was my first real kind of night out on the town, and it was fun. There's a lot of cool places. I'm excited to show any visitors that I get in the future some of these cool bars and cool establishments that they have down here. So there's that. We also went to a bar, and the person I was with was like, yeah, everyone there has fake tits. And I was like, even the guys? And they said no. But there's that to look forward to, and it's like, I'm like, hey, you know what? Matt.
Just for research purposes, I'm going to need the name and address of this bar as soon as you're able to.
It is called Rebel and Rogue. And it's definitely like a late night bar because we went there like right after the Cubs game. So local time, that was about like 8, 9-ish, somewhere in there. And like they're like, oh, this bar's so cool. This bar's so cool. We walked in and there was like, I don't know, 10, 15 people in there. And I was like, what is this? Is this like a late night bar? And they're like, oh yeah, by about midnight, this place will be popping. Rebel and Rogue, located at 11 West Boston Street, Suite 1, Chandler, Arizona, 85225. For those wondering.
I wanted to know that I typed in Rebel and Rogue Chandler into Instagram, and one of the top photos that comes up is a lady breastfeeding. So
I don't think you can do that with fake boobs, but I don't quote me on that. I'm not really sure how that works. Maybe you can. I don't know. That's a great question. But
I
the
also
vibrant
spelled
bar.
I spelled Rebel and Rogue wrong, so that's tough.
Oh yeah, happy Columbus Day.
Yeah, I've been telling people all day
Forgot
that we
that.
didn't take it off for work because we hate indigenous people. We just got some horrible reviews.
Well, I actually went to work today for the first time. My employer's name will remain um, not mentioned on this podcast. Just had some orientation earlier, and there was a pretty thorough section there where they would prefer their employees to not make a huge ass of themselves outside of the workplace. Little do they know we have over 260 episodes of me doing that, but I still got the job anyway. So no, it's nice. It's weird. It was weird. I was like, wait, my 3-week Arizona vacation's over with. This sucks, but what can you do?
Did you do any gambling?
Like in general, I did go to the casino after the Thursday Cubs game, went and watched that one. Met some friends and decided to go to the casino. Was at the roulette table for a solid 4 hours. So the casino, and like when you haven't been to the casino in a while, the senses are taken over pretty quickly when you do step foot back in there. Because I mean, it's the loud noises, the bright lights, just like the big room. Everyone comes together, and I was like, yeah, this is the psychology of casinos right here, just working its way against my better judgment. Lost a pretty penny, I guess you could say, in roulette, but lasting for 4 hours was ultimately, I'm okay with that. I don't gamble more than I can afford to lose. That's probably the best rule you can follow if you are going to gamble. But I'm okay with that because it's like, hey, you know what? It was an expensive 4 hours, but I had a lot of fun. And I started chatting with somebody next to me at the roulette table. Sure as shit, the dude is from Bismarck, North Dakota, like lives down here, and that's happened twice now. And so I just think that's crazy. It really shows you how small of a world it is, and explaining to Arizonans that North Dakota and Arizona are like they have an agreement with each other where it's just like, hey, you know what? You're going to be my escape when things get tough, meaning the weather, and it's just dreary and cold and what have you. And there's a direct flight. I mean, Bismarck to Mesa. So, because a lot of people ask me, like, why Arizona? Why did I choose here? The best line you can give, especially if you're talking to a woman, is for the warm weather and hot women. They love that. They eat that right up. And, it's just a direct compliment to their home state and their looks. So there's that. But yeah, no, I did gamble. And, I mean, I can talk more on gambling. Would you like me to just continue on with that?
I was gonna say, yeah, you can. I was gonna say that's probably why my pickup line of why I live in North Dakota is the cold weather and the ladies that look like they eat food out of the garbage does not land as much as I thought it would.
Yeah, no, I was on one. I was firing on all cylinders despite the Cubs' loss. It was probably the grain alcohol in my general charisma, Riz as they call it. It was really good though. A lot of nice people down here, and yeah. And then I did also, since I am in a state where sports gambling is allowed, I fired up my gambling account, and I'm at the point right now where I've just been avoiding even looking at my account because on Saturday I got way too carried away with bets. Once again, I didn't bet more than I can lose. I'm actually up right now. But like let's just say it's getting out of hand because I have no business betting on a Navy Temple game. Why am I parlaying the Navy money line in the under to hit? That was dumb. Both lost. I think I picked every team that lost. I picked Oregon. I picked. Oh fuck! Now I gotta go through it. But Saturday I had one of those days where the only bet that hit was Seiya Suzuki to hit a home run. Every other one of my bets collapsed in on itself. Cubs money line that didn't go well. I spread out I love betting on homers. I don't know, betting on people to hit home runs is just, it's fun and exciting. It pays out really well because it really is a difficult thing to accomplish. Okay. There's also a USC fan sitting behind me at the sports bar. Like there was so many TVs we had UFC going, we had college football going, and then Cubs Brewers. There was a USC fan behind me just, she was cheering on her team, and I respect that, but it was just like too much. Like a 20-yard gain, you would have thought that they just won the national championship. So she was annoying the shit out of me. So naturally, I live bet the Michigan money line when they were down by 2 touchdowns. They were driving, and then they threw an interception at the goal line. So not great. That one lost. Okay, Georgia won. Georgia saved me. I think they saved you as well. Seiya hit a home run. Cubs lost. See, once again, I shouldn't be doing this. I parlayed. Okay, 2 out of the 3 legs hit. I parlayed the Navy money line under 52.5. That was dumb. I was anticipating a low scoring Navy game like they do. And then Tennessee. So 2 out of the 3 won. However, that's not how parlays work. Okay, here, this one's good. Ready? I parlayed Oregon, Oklahoma, and Iowa State. All 3 of them lost.
Honestly, I've been doing I don't do parlays anymore because I'm good at gambling, but knock on wood. But if I do a parlay that's 3 or more legs, I like to reverse parlay it if it's all like spreads or not money line. So if I bet 3 spreads, I'll do the reverse parlay where I'll bet the same exact thing, but on the other side. It pays off never, but it's great to have, in the pocket.
Yeah, no, I'm just getting my feet wet again. I also watched that game 5 game between the Tigers and Mariners. Over 5 hours of baseball. And I took the Mariners money line under 6. Final score was 3-2. And then Tarek Skubal to have 10 plus strikeouts. That was Friday, so I was like riding high. I was like, dude, I am the best sports gambler in the history of sports gambling. And then Saturday rolls around, and I wasn't seeing the board very clearly. UCLA minus 10.5, though. They're on a heater, so it's just firing their head coach.
Well, they have a guy that was like a super fan that they were like, hey, would you like to be the offensive coordinator? He's like, sure. And turns out he knows a lot about football, and they've just been dominating.
Yeah, they went on the road to Michigan State. They beat them 38-13. I mean, I would say that's pretty impressive for a team that, what did they start, 1-4, 0-4, something like that. Fired their head coach, and boom. Apparently, betting against Penn State is the key. It's the ticket right there.
Penn State's head coach is making $20,000 a day for the next year to not be employed.
Yeah, well, you're a Carolina Panthers fan, so you know very well about paying coaches that are no longer with the organization. And I got to find a job like that. Got to find a job that when they can me, I'm still receiving checks.
I'm pretty sure that like literally the Carolina Panthers like, wow, we're already paying 4 coaches. John Fox, I know you haven't been here in like since 2008, but we'd like to throw you a couple bucks if you're open to that. And he's like, why not?
Well, and I know we're getting pretty sports centered here, which usually isn't our mojo, but why not? What's going on with this Bill Belichick stuff? Like he's already looking for ways out of the program. What a disaster!
I heard that Bill Belichick signed an ironclad contract that after 2 years, his son, who looks like he was born in Chernobyl, gets the head coaching job.
Yeah, and well, and yeah, I heard that as well. But the thing is, it's like I know it's Bill Belichick, just a great head coach in the NFL, apparently only. But even so, it's just like, can't we give the guy like a year? Like when you take over a college football program, UNC of all of them, that's just like that's a blue chip basketball school. That's not a football school. I'm pretty sure he brought in like all new players, and after the other coach got fired or whatever, I'm pretty sure everyone just hit the transfer portal. Like even not Bill Belichick, just other coaches taking over programs that aren't, your SEC, Ohio States, Oregon's, whatever. Don't you gotta like understand that like okay, this may take like a year or two, like year 3 maybe that's when you're looking at making a push. But no, I mean it's sports in America. We don't have any patience. We don't have any time to waste. And it sounds like it's just between his girlfriend, who is what is she like half of it, more than half of his age. Not that I care about that, whatever. But it's just like huge distraction. This documentary of in the locker room went south, and now Bill is just like running for the hills. So I don't know. What were you gonna say, Matt? Sorry.
Bill Belichick's girlfriend's dad is 20 years younger than Bill Belichick.
God, apparently he has an ironclad contract and an ironclad cock because
Yeah, it's about the size of a football.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how he can even keep up, and I don't think we ever will. I don't think we'll ever know that. But yeah, what a disaster all around. Just terrible. But hey, this is episode what episode is this again?
268.
268. We're moving right along, Matt. What do you got for us?
So I went to a local amateur semi-professional sporting event, and they sponsor everything. It's getting a little out of hand actually. At a hockey game, if there's an icing, they literally will be like, that's a Jimmy John icing. Like they're sponsoring penalties at this point. And I think getting sponsorships is just too, I get it. That's how they make money. That's how they stay above water. But it gets to a point where you're like, holy shit, man. I mean, it's like some guy goes into the bathroom at a minor league baseball game, just blows up the bathroom, comes out and on the loudspeakers, like, that diarrhea was brought to you by Taco Bell. No better place to get diarrhea than at Taco Bell. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, guys, too many sponsors.
Yeah, if you take a shit during the second period and the home team is up by more than 3 goals, you're looking at a free month of Pepto-Bismol. Like, it's getting a little out of hand. Though the
And
sponsors are getting ridiculous.
It's too, the other thing I wanted to talk about is the new generation of influencers we have, because it used to be, oh, you're young and you're attractive and you dance on TikTok, oh, you're going to be an influencer. The new generation of influencers is you're fat and under the age of 12 and a dude. Okay, here's 500,000 followers.
I feel like that was directly aimed at the Rizzler.
Okay, well, the Rizzler and Big Justice, I can't wait for their celebrity rehab episode. It's going to be great. But the new one that I was, it's his name is like Davis Big Dog on TikTok, and like 700,000 followers in like a month. And all he does is review his shitty school lunches. And he's, well, one, bad at reviewing them. And he'd be like, oh, these fries are cold. It's like, what do you expect? It's public school lunch. The next thing is he is morbidly obese. Like he doesn't have elbows. That's how fat he is. Like his arms just gelatinous into his elbows. And I initially loved this kid. I was like, this is awesome. I'm going to watch every single one of his videos. And now, after like 2 videos, I hope this kid gets type 1 and 2 type diabetes.
Just like combine them together to make type 3.
Yeah, he's got type Davis type diabetes.
Yeah, no, that does get ridiculous. I mean, that does say a lot because I didn't even know who Big Justice was. I don't even know, like, if somebody asked me, they're like, how is the Rizzler famous, or what is his content like contain, or whatever, I have no idea. I just saw him on one of my favorite podcasts, which maybe says a lot about my choice of podcasts that I listen to, not named No Brains, No Headache. And I have no idea like what he even does. Isn't that one video where he was like climbing into the attic and then he like wimps out like 2 steps up? Is that the Rizzler? Is that where?
Yeah, that's how the Rizzler got famous. And in hindsight, was a great idea for him to be scared of heights, because if he got any higher, that ladder, because he's fat as shit.
No, I mean, you're right. And like, I think you and I probably have a little closer eye on it because, doing content creation ourselves and trying to create a brand and build it and do all the things like, and this, there's a certain podcast that has certain people on it that I've messaged to you several times. And I just keep asking, I'm like, how are these people like wealthy and famous? Like what do they really offer? And then I look at No Brains, No Headache, and I can ask myself the same question. It's just like,
Yeah, when you send me those, then I'm like, did you watch our last episode? We literally talked about like how I can't get a boner anymore.
I mean, to me, that's hilarious. That's
Oh, dude, last night, get this. This is not about boners, by the way. So I watched I like to like watch YouTube videos or something before I go to bed, and couldn't really find anything. So I watched The Watcher on Netflix, which is not a really scary series. It's about a guy buys a house and he keeps getting letters and stuff that's like, hey, I'm the watcher of the house. Tries to like renovate it, and he gets like letters. He's like, don't touch the house. I've been watching this for like 40 years and no one's ever touched the house. And like turns out there's a guy that like comes into his house like through secret tunnels. Not a good thing to watch before you go to bed, because I was just riddled in nightmares all night. Woke up pouring in sweat.
that was probably the alcohol withdrawals, but we'll chalk it up to the scary movie show you watched.
Jordan, I'm 14 days drinking. That's not withdrawals. That's a constant state of drunk. I am the liquor.
This is true. Now, when you say it like that, that makes a lot more sense. I did watch. I got booted off the Netflix since I think just because my geographic location. Bless you. What was that texting one with the mom and the thing?
Yeah.
What was it called? Bless you.
The
Missing number.
unknown number.
Unknown number. I finally watched that. Holy shit, dude. That is crazy. Like, and yeah, I
I
remember when we talked about it on the podcast, and you're like, yeah, the cops break the news to her, and she's like comforting her daughter. She's like, are you going to be okay, honey? It's like, you were the one who did this. Like, and the dad freaks out.
I need her out of the house. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's like, I'll tell you what you're gonna do. Maybe probably have a better life. Because she was like, I'm paying all the bills. And it's like, yeah, we had a storage unit that she didn't pay and you lost all of your tools. It's like, cool. Now you can't make a living.
Well, and like, no, I remember that part vividly because I thought it was very self-aware that the guy was like, she needs to go because I'm about to go ballistic. I'm sure somebody somewhere made him out to be the asshole for saying that. It's like, I think, isn't that what you're supposed to do when you're about to have like an angry outburst of just be like, okay, I'm feeling a little Incredible Hulk coming on right now. We need to
Yeah.
get a hold of the situation. But I'm sure somebody made him out to be the asshole. And then, I mean, I guess it's not a great situation to be in, but I mean, if there's ever like an okay divorce, I guess you could say, that would probably go under that category where it's like, oh, you and Susan got divorced? That's not no good. It's like, oh, you two got divorced? Thank fuck. Like, it's about time. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's one of those that you'd be like, wow, I can't believe they stayed together this long. Also, the daughter, I think, the mom is the worst person on the planet. But the daughter's not far behind. She sucks.
Are you saying that because of like the way she reacted, where she's like, oh, I still like my mom and
Yeah.
whatever? And it's just like, oh, dude, she was just trying to blow your boyfriend like for years.
Let me explain this in a way that our listeners can get it. If you woke up every morning and you got out of bed and someone kicked you in the nuts, and that happened for almost 2 years, and they're like, hey, I'm done kicking you in the nuts. And you'd be like, that's okay. Would you like to hang out later? That's what the did.
Yeah, no, that's a tough situation. And I loved the interviews that they had with like faculty members and then like the police officers or detectives or investigators, just them trying to explain it, where they're like, we've had some pretty incredible cases, but this one, and like they're so close to just swearing in there because they're like, this one is the most effed up like I have ever seen.
I love that the principal he was like, clearly didn't have anything else to do because she's like, yeah, I've been getting these texts. And he's like, I'm going to drop everything and start watching all the cameras to see if I can find out who's texting who. It's like, no principal does that.
Well, and then I guess the other thought, it's like, are we afraid to block numbers? Like anytime I get a text from a random number and they may just be an honest mistake, like they just texted the wrong number, and like I say, hey, I think you have the wrong number. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. I go in and I block that number because it's like I don't want to get this again. Like that one is enough for me. You let this go on for 2 years. And I mean, did they do that? And then she just got a new burner, a new number or something, like maybe, but like I would get like after a week of those texts, I would be like, no, this number is not texting me anymore. And anytime it happens again, it's just going to get blocked. I'm going to delete it and block it and delete it right away. Report junk. I don't think Apple does anything about that because I've reported a lot of junk, and it just seems like there's no justice in the world anymore.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm pretty much spent. So you want to get out of here?
Yeah, it's past Matt's bedtime. So how can our listeners get more involved in the No Brains, No Headache universe?
Yeah, follow us on all social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. You can watch the entire show. Make sure to subscribe. We're approaching 500 subscribers, which is pretty sweet. And if you want to leave us a review, you can do that wherever you listen to podcasts too. For some reason, our Spotify reviews keep going up, and it really brings me a lot of joy.
Well, don't tell people that. Now they're not going to do it just to bring you less joy. Comment on our reels, videos. Make fun of Matt. Don't make fun of me. I can't handle it. He can. But that's our show for this week. Thank you so much for listening. Up next, we have episode 269.
You're watching Channel 4 News. 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Good evening, San Diego. I'm Veronica Corningstone. Tits McGee is on vacation.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.